people? Welcome back. Back to Classics, the cinematic movie podcast that takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago. I am your guy, Jay Alonso. With me, as always,
David Danger Neff. How are you, partner?
What's going on, man? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy early New Year, because it's, we're our last show of the year.
Yes, it is.
Last show of the year. How was your Christmas?
Yeah, man, it was pretty excellent. How about yours?
Oh, man, I cannot complain. I definitely house hopped.
Did you?
Yeah, house hopped. I had the traditional American Christmas, then I had a good old Guyanese Christmas right after that. So shout out to the family on both sides. Love you guys for days. I ate so much food.
Well, you know how my family is.
Yes, which I'm kind of mad I didn't get over to you, but whatever.
But it's like we had, it felt like Thanksgiving all over again. Like
it had to.
Like we had lamb, we had ham, we had like Brussels sprouts that my mom made that were just like bomb as fuck.
Yo, shout out to Papa Neff, man. I'm trying to get back over there for some more of them ribs, man. Seriously.
Don't worry, you will.
Man. Well, as it goes, for those who have been down with BTTC since day one, we're now giving you our annual top 10 best and worst movies of 2018. And this was a hell of a list to put together. I don't know about you, but mine took some time.
Oh, yeah, sure. Mine took some time as you watched me do it right in front of you.
Yeah. 15 minutes ago.
To be fair, this is my first time ever doing this, guys.
Yes, it is. But we do it every year. You guys love it, so we'll keep doing it. So we'll take a break from watching these movies back in the day. Don't forget, we're going into 2019. So Back to Classics is covering 1999.
That's right. This is the year, the Y2K.
Yes.
This is we all thought what was going to be the Millennium.
We knew we died. Yeah, Y2K. But we have a lot of stuff in store for you guys. But without further ado, this is how we're gonna do this. So we'll get the bad shits out the way. The top 10 worst movies of 2018.
And there were some bad ones.
And there were some bad ones. Woo. And then we'll go into the top 10 best movies of 2018. And then we'll also throw out maybe our top 3 most anticipated movies of 2019. There are a few.
Yeah.
There are definitely a few.
Yeah.
So how I would do this is I'll give you my my 10 through 7.
Okay.
You give me your 10 through 7. Then I'll hit you with my 6 through 4. 6 through 4. And then 3, 2, 1.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. So let's kick it off. Top 10 worst movies of 2018. I have my what I call my dishonorable mentions.
So is this like actually number 10?
No, this is my dishonorable mentions.
No.
They're bad, but not bad enough to where they'll make my list.
All right. Let's see.
All right. So my dishonorable mentions would be The Strangers Pray at Night.
Okay.
Life of the Party.
Okay.
The Commuter.
Okay. Sure.
Pacific Rim Uprising.
All right.
And A Wrinkle in Time are dishonorable mentions.
Okay.
All right. Number 10, Mile 22.
It's that low.
It is that low. Now, above all else, it's a shit movie. I'll be the first to tell you. But horrible writing, horrible dialogue, horrible execution. It's fucking boring. It's boring and it makes no sense.
Okay.
Mark Wahlberg, you could do much better. Instant Family, which I did see, was pretty good.
Okay.
So, number 10, Mile 22. Number 9, The 1517 to Paris.
Oh, man.
Let me explain why. Why.
You gotta tell them the story of when you and I watched it together. How angry was I?
I was in a hospital bed, people. I was in a hospital bed. Dave came by to see me, so we decided to watch 1517 to Paris together. And I gotta say, I got sicker. And Dave left out like, hey, dude, listen, man, I came to see you, man, see how you were doing. But fuck this, man. Like, this movie's horrible. For those who don't know about 1517 in Paris, it is the true story of the soldiers. I'm gonna assume they're Navy SEALs.
No, they were Army cadets.
Army cadets that stopped a possible terrorist situation on the 1517 in Paris. The issue is, they use the actual guys who did it as actors in their own movie. Yeah, and they make you feel like these guys have no fucking clue what they're doing. And this is Clint Eastwood that's doing this too, which makes me the most upset about it.
Yeah.
Yes, we didn't do a review on it, and I'm super glad we didn't. Coming in at number 8, Action Point with Johnny Knoxville. Now, why did I watch that? You may wonder. Because I'm a Knoxville fan. I'm a huge Jackass fan. Always been. So when you throw his name on there with a Jackass style comedy, I'll check it out.
Okay.
What I got is 90 minutes of why? What? Who signed off on this? This just makes no sense whatsoever.
All right.
But not to dwell on now. But my number 7, and then we'll kick it off to Dave. My number 7 is The Predator.
Oh yeah. I didn't come around and watch that.
Yeah, you didn't see it?
Nah.
And here's the reason why you shouldn't see it. It didn't need to be made. It didn't need to be made with a. You know, you get Shane Black returning as director and writer, I'm going to assume, with a super, at least interesting cast like Trevante Rhodes, Keegan-Michael Key. He plays in Hung. What's his name? Jesus, what's his name?
It's not Jesus.
It's not Jesus, no. The Punisher. Tom Jane. Tom Jane's in this movie.
Thomas Jane.
So it's a decent enough cast with a shit script. Number 7, The Predator. I'm done. Go ahead. What you got?
So dishonorable mentions. I probably only have a couple, maybe 3 I could think of. I'll tell you my. You know what? Let me tell you. When it comes to dishonorable mentions and bad movies, like it just means that they weren't bad enough to be on the top 10, right? Right. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they were highly amazing or enjoyable. So, Skyscraper is one of them. At the end of the day, it's a whatever movie. In fact, I kind of forgot what happens in the movie.
I totally forgot what happens. Did we go see that?
We did go see that.
Yeah.
Number 2 is probably number 2. Honestly, I'm gonna get shit on
in your dishonorable mentions.
Mentions,
gotcha.
not actually worse. Incredibles 2.
Pack up and leave right now.
Nope.
You pack up and leave right now.
It's not that I thought it was a horrible movie. It just didn't really hit my expectations at all.
Man,
it was fine. My number 1, Widows, for dishonorable mentions.
Okay.
And I know some of y'all are going to be like, y'all are crazy over this, but Widows just isn't a good movie in general. It's not that it's not badly acted or anything, and there is a couple nice shots to it, but man,
it's okay at best.
It's just, yeah, exactly.
It's okay at best. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so my number 10, Equalizer 2.
Whoa. We saw that as well.
We did. Have you noticed all my worst experiences? I'm just kidding.
It's with me. Well then, sir. Okay.
Equalizer 2. At the end of the day, I didn't feel like it needed to be made. It felt like 3 different movies at once. I didn't really know where they wanted to go with it.
Agreed. I could agree with that. I liked it a little bit more than you did, but I could agree with that.
Number 9, Proud Mary.
Whoa. I forgot about that. I forgot all about that one.
Yeah, it's not good. It's poorly written, and they're trying to play the angry black woman, roll a little bit too much. And
Proud Mary.
No. You know what it is? When I hear that song, I don't hear Tina Turner. I hear Creedence Clearwater Revival. So you can call me the redneck white boy if you want to, but I just kind of like that song a little bit. That version just a little bit better.
Redneck white boy?
I'm not a big fan of Ike.
Who's a big fan of Ike? May you rest in peace.
Number 8, Pacific Rim Uprising.
Yeah.
There's not much to really be said about it. Graphics are whatever. I didn't understand the point of it. We were at this point where it was okay, well, we're fighting off monsters. Right. And it's 50 years later, there could be monsters, and it's so now it's robot on robot. So now I'm just getting now I'm just getting real steel, only I care very little about it.
You know what? Now thinking about it, if you watch Pacific Rim Uprising and then you watch Independence Day Resurgence, it's the same fucking movie.
Exactly.
It's the same movie.
Oh, God. Exactly. You nailed it. And then my number 7, it's going to catch a couple people off guard, but Ocean's 8.
Whoa. I didn't love it. thought it was okay.
You know, and maybe that can, and maybe if I felt differently today, you know, maybe. But I think Ocean's 8 took the most interesting character in that group and made them unimportant.
Which would be
Blanchett, Kate Blanchett.
Okay, who was basically the Brad Pitt of
right, but they made her like unimportant to the story, and I hated that. The other side, like, you know what it is with these Ocean's movies, like. There's always a sense of conflict.
Yes,
that's supposed to happen.
Why are you trying to?
Where was the conflict?
Exactly.
There was no conflict.
They just wanted to steal. They just wanted to steal.
But it's not only that. But even when they stole, there's supposed to be the change in plans, right? It's a formula, right? There was no change of plans. They just went with it for some time, right. And I'm like, okay, so everybody's just this dumb. Everybody's dumb. Everybody's dumb. Everybody's dumb.
I'm with you on that one. Just to kind of, I'm with you on that one. I feel like we were in an era to where people kind of felt like almost every movie needed like an all women point of view, which is fine, you know. But it works on certain things. Like Ghostbusters, it clearly didn't work.
Ocean's 8, it
just didn't work.
Right. I'm not, and the thing is that they were trying to like define whether if George Clooney was dead or not, and it's like, just do it. Is he dead or not?
Just kill him.
It's fine. Just do it.
All right. So my
6 through 4.
6 through 4. Number 6, which shocked me as well because I really did enjoy the first one, and that's Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Ooh.
Yeah. Here's the thing, or I would call it Jurassic World 2: The Lost World, Jurassic Park, because it literally follows that same beat for the Lost World, right? I hate seeing dinosaurs in LA. I'm not for it. Or wherever the city that they take place in. I'm just not for like this. It's so unrealistic. It's already bad enough these are dinosaurs. Extinct millions of years ago. But, put them on the surface streets to run next to a city bus and all that shit. The plot for the movie just did not do it for me whatsoever.
I know.
And you can just tell this is a check. This is not passion. This is a check. Off top. Didn't care for it. Didn't care for it at all. Chris Pratt was cool. I thought Bryce Dallas Howard was cool. Justin Smith, the new kid on the block, I think he's great what he does. But I was cool. I'm good on it. Number 5. I fucking hate this movie. Slender Man. I would say it again. I fucking hate this movie. I hate this movie so bad.
So Slender Man is the movie that's supposed to be based off the video game. It got popular.
Well, off the internet sensation, the meme, if you will.
Right. It got popular because a few years ago there was these girls that stabbed their friend, who survived, by the way, right. And said that it's all for the Slender Man. And the thing is that like there's not enough mythos behind that to even think, why would you even consider that? Yeah,
and there was that. And then if we're talking on a business standpoint, you picked this movie a good 2 years too late. Like the Slender Man craze had already died out by the time this movie actually came out.
It's true.
So it's almost like, why do we have this? And then it's so bad.
It is.
It's so bad.
It's awful. It really is.
And continuing my my hate on horror movies train, my number 4 is going to definitely be The Nun.
You actually saw it, huh?
I actually saw it. I tried my best to avoid it, but God, I watched it. And man, it's bad. I mean, it's so bad. I mean, you can see every single jump scare at least 3 minutes before it actually happens.
Oh, no.
If I'm talking to you, and I turn this way, turn back, you're gone. But guess who's behind me? You. It's like... and this is one of the reasons why I love horror movies. I'll never deny the fact I do love horror movies, but I get tired of seeing the same formula over and over and over and over and over.
I agree with that.
What you got?
Oh man, 6 through 4, huh? Number 6, A Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's the problem with it. A Wrinkle in Time already is a very complicated book, and because it's so beautifully written. Mm-hmm. So they were already working their way uphill with it. But it was like the makeup was insane. the every single character was incredibly annoying.
Yes.
Did you notice that the boy,
including Gopher?
okay, did you notice that the boy never closed his fucking mouth in the movie?
Never.
He was always like, It's like, bro, there's another emotion out there. I'm sorry. I'm trying to calm down around here. Apparently, I got a temper issue.
It really pissed you off.
Oh man, it was awful. All right, number 5. All right, so my number 5 is The Hurricane Heist. Now, the first movie that you and I did this year. Do you remember?
First movie we reviewed
This year.
for real.
You and I together.
For real back.
Not Reel It Back, for Back to Classics.
Shit.
I think I was still in audition mode at this point. No, that's okay.
Shit.
It was Hard Rain.
Hard Rain. That's
Okay.
what it was. Gotcha.
Hurricane Heist takes the idea of Hard Rain and makes it worse. And keep in mind, Hard Rain isn't a good movie. It's so forgettable that I completely forgot that I watched it until we started mentioning like worse movies. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, fuck that movie. That movie needs to fucking go
That
on
movie
there.
sucks. It's horrible. Okay. I did not see Hurricane Heist, but I know Rob Cohen directed it from the first Fast and Furious. He's taking a dive.
Yeah.
A major dive.
My number 4,
Okay.
Happy Time Murders.
Really?
It's not that I didn't. I just at the end of the day, it's incredibly forgettable.
It is.
The movie, the funniness in it just wasn't. Man, it really did not land.
Yeah.
In a lot of. There's one legitimately funny part that's shown in the trailers, and that's it. Like the rest.
We
of the time,
give some spoilers with this one. Are we talking about the cum shot thing?
Yeah, the cum shot scene.
Yeah.
That is fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Give me more of that, but instead they try to make it like they almost made it like too serious for me. I'm like, guys, you have Muppets. You have Muppets to be raunchy. Get raunchy
Have
with
fun.
it.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Get weird with it. Don't turn this into a detective thing. Just get weird with it. You know?
They try to get weird, but they're weird. Their version of weird and what we expected was just not the same boat.
But not only that, it felt like such a bro movie that at the end of the day, I was like, I couldn't connect with it at all. And Melissa McCarthy, bless her heart on this, but my Lord, like she is just trying in this movie to make it funny, and it's not.
And
happening.
she's working alongside a puppet, so it's almost like you're fucked from jump.
It wasn't happening for her.
Yeah.
No, the movie is just not a good movie at the end of the day. All right, give
Top
me your
my
3.
3, 2, and 1.
3, 3,
Okay.
2, 1.
My number 3.
Sexual chocolate. Sorry.
Sexual chocolate. My number 3 is okay. You mentioned Proud Mary, which I thoroughly agree. Unfortunately, Taraji has not had a good year in regards to movies because my number 3 is Tyler Perry's Acrimony.
Okay. I haven't seen it. I've heard.
Good. You won't want to. To sum it up, this movie is about a woman, Taraji P. Henson, who goes through this kind of almost this ill-fated marriage. And she develops this hatred and revenge seeking, and this is a super convoluted plot. For those who haven't seen it, don't. For those who have seen it, I'm sorry. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw a quick spoiler out to you. Taraji P. Henson loses her fucking mind at the end of this movie, to the point to where she goes from being the woman scorned to now the murderous ex.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm just like, how do we get here? Right?
See, I can't stand movies that do the Fatal Attraction thing.
And it
too
goes
much.
Fatal Attraction so fast. Because she's upset the entire movie, right? Until the last act. And now she's like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Like, wait a minute. You wanted to leave. So why kill him?
Oh man.
Yeah. Fuck that movie. Fuck it. 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 Number 2. I am beyond grateful that this series is over. 50 Shades Freed.
Did you actually watch that shit?
I actually watched it. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I watched it on a fucking date. with my not girlfriend now. This was somebody completely different. 50 Shades Freed, I saw, and I'm just glad it's over. Let's put it that way. I'm glad it's done. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And my number one, and I'm gonna go on a limb and really say that nobody has really seen this movie. Gotti. John Travolta as John Gotti is arguably one of the worst casting decisions in Hollywood history. I'm not sure if this is a comedy. I'm not sure if this is a drama. I'm not sure if this is a, by the numbers biopic. Like, who is this movie for?
Right.
And then with this being the story of John Gotti, did John Gotti people sign off on this?
Right. No, I agree.
It's directed by Kevin Connolly, who plays E on Entourage. And it feels like a first time out movie. It just does. Poorly edited, poorly acted, poorly written. Fuck this movie, Dave. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
All right. My number 3 is unfortunately like at this point, this is where the list starts mixing a little bit. My number 3 is the 15 to 17 of Paris.
Hey. A lot higher than mine.
And let me tell you why. Because you took an 8-minute action sequence and somehow added an additional hour and 22 minutes into this film. If this movie was an episode, an True Hollywood Story, episode, and these guys got to act it out, you know what? I'd be okay with it. But the fact that you convinced a studio to drop you another hour and 22 minutes of bullshit acting and bullshit backstory that doesn't really fucking matter.
Yes, they're in the army. Who fucking cares?
I threw my hat. I was so embarrassed after I did that. But I was so pissed off with this movie at the end of it that it left such a poor taste. I took the scenic drive home.
All the way home from the hospital?
That's how irritated I was.
Wow. You had to think on that. You had to really think on that. Damn. I'm sorry, Dave.
It's all right. My number 2. Jurassic World 2.
Oh, God. That's my guy.
Let me tell you, as a fan of Jurassic Park, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to spoil this fucking movie.
Yeah, go ahead,
so here we go. All right. The most interesting sequence in the movie was when they were still on the island. And the thing is that you saw every little twist that was going to happen. You knew he was going to get betrayed. You knew that there was going to be evilness behind it.
Yes.
But then they ratcheted it up just a little bit. And they decided to put the most pointless jump the shark moment in the fucking movie by basically, all right, here's what happens. All right. Basically, all the dinosaurs get transported into this house to basically get auctioned off, right? Mm-hmm. Not only that, but somehow they were able to convince us that dinosaurs can now smile, which was weird to look at.
Yep.
And the dinosaur was completely lame. Seriously, it was the Indoraptor. All right, it was the lamest thing I've ever seen.
He can do this though.
Yeah. Hey,
he can tap on stuff.
Awesome. If I had a laser pointer, he's fucking useless.
So true.
Somewhere in this movie, there's a little girl out there, right? That they try to play up like oh, she's such an important figure in this. Mind you, nobody knew that this was actually going to be the storyline.
Nope.
At no point did John Hammond ever mention they had a business partner.
Nope.
Throughout the other 4. So all of a sudden we just had to accept that there's this other family we suddenly had to give a fuck about.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Nope. And then they did the jump the shark moment. Come to find out, no, the girl is a clone. Yeah. We've gone from cloning dinosaurs to cloning people now.
Yep.
Of course. You want to know how much of an impact that had to the story? Nothing. Nothing. A good twist is supposed to have something that alters the landscape of the story afterwards.
Yep.
Not alter future movies, alter the fucking story you're in now. M. Night Shyamalan, as much shit as I've given him, the Sixth Sense twist is still an amazing twist.
Absolutely.
Because it alters how you view the movie from beginning to end now. When you
Absolutely.
get these great twists, that's what happens. You want to know what this twist did for me? Not a goddamn thing.
Nothing at all. Is that number 2?
That was number 2.
That was passionate for number 2.
I get passionate about my hate.
Oh, yeah. What's number 1?
Oh, my number 1. My number 1 it was actually your number 10. Mile 22.
Wow.
I'll tell you why, people.
Which we also saw together.
Okay. We had a certain level of expectation going into this movie. I think we could say that, right?
It was very
We had an expectation that this movie probably wasn't going to be well written, but was probably going to have some genuine good action sequences. It did not. There was not a great action sequence at all. Nope. There was a twist in the movie that I really did not give a fuck about at all. The worst part about it is the reason why I didn't give a fuck about it is I did not give a shit about what happened to any of these characters.
Including Mark Wahlberg.
Mm-hmm. I did not care. Mm-hmm. I did not care if they failed their mission. You're giving me a story about American troops that's supposed to be protecting us, and I didn't care if they died.
Yeah.
I'm a military brat. I'm supposed to care about every personnel that comes out of there. But that dude, yeah, he could die, and I wouldn't care.
Not to mention that horrible... For some reason, this movie is narrated by Mark Wahlberg, and it keeps cutting back to him telling what's basically happening.
Right. The worst part about it is that he's such an unlikable character. All he sounds like is an Alex Jones rant.
Yeah.
The entire time on fucking Ritalin. You know, he's just keeping going and going and going about conspiracy theories and shit. And all I wanted to do was somebody to finally put a gun to his face and just say, "Shut up."
Or die.
Or die.
Well, we got the...
I think you and I can agree on how about the weirdest movie of the year?
The weirdest movie. Sorry,
Come on, yeah. Sorry to bother you.
Yeah, I can give you that. I was left like, okay.
Sorry to bother you. I have to give it as a mention because it's not a bad movie. Actually,
Not at all.
It's not a great movie either. But what
Definitely
it is,
weird.
But it's definitely weird. It's one of those movies that like there's a lot of great moments in it, and then the director just decided to throw more. And then throw more, and then more, and then when you think you could have handled it even more, he twists everything on his head.
You're just like, what the fuck?
And at the end of it, you're just like, what the fuck was that?
I'm so lost.
But there was great ideas in it.
It was.
I'd like to see more from that director. Just feel free to pump the brakes there, buddy.
So, as we go into our top 10 best, keep in mind we did not see everything that came out this year. But kudos to really Hollywood because we got some good shit that really did come out this year that we just didn't get a chance to see.
You know, I had a much easier time doing my top 10 best than I did my top 10
I actually had
worst.
more time with my top 10 best as far as getting it together,
Right.
As opposed to my top 10 worst. I knew what my worst was going to be,
Right.
But my top 10 best took some time to really put together. So we did mention Sorry to Bother You as honorable mention. That is on my honorable mentions.
I'd be free. I'm happy to say that's probably on my best list also.
Oh, Sorry to Bother You?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
For me, my honorable mentions for my top 10 best, The Incredibles 2. Fuck you, Dave. The Incredibles 2. Blockers.
I never caught it.
It's something to see.
Is it?
I'll tell you that.
All right.
Ready Player One and Blind Spotting are my honorable mentions.
All right.
All right. Coming in number 10. Bohemian Rhapsody. I cannot tell you how much I really do dig this movie. As a music fan, I've always known about Queen. I've always known about Freddie Mercury. I've also really followed the projection of this movie getting made back when it was Sacha Baron Cohen supposed to play Freddie Mercury, which I feel as if he would have turned in a damn good performance. But Rami Malek, man, I mean, he becomes fucking Mercury. You know what I mean? And this is definitely no shot to the supporting cast, Joe Mazzello and everybody else, because they play a great, version of Queen. But Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury is, downright a crime how good he is in this movie. You know what I mean? I'm not too sure what's the singer wise was actually him or what's lip synced, but the moves when he do the Live Aid scene, I'm like, this is Queen. This is dope. And the funny thing about it was I actually went back and I watched that full concert the night we saw the movie. and it's beat for beat, shot for shot, that concert. Tripped me out. But great movie, Bohemian Rhapsody. Get out there and watch it immediately. Coming in at number 9 for me, mid-90s. No.
I'm what is this?
Mid-90s is the directorial debut of Jonah Hill.
Okay.
Yeah. So this movie is pretty much about the skate culture of 1996-ish. But it's about this kid who is pretty much looking for a sense of family. His mom is kind of, she doesn't get it. His big brother beats him up all the fucking time. So he gains this sense of love and family from this group of skate kids which at that time society looked at them like they ain't shit.
Right.
So it's a great look at the skate culture of the 90s. Jonah Hill, I mean, he writes an incredible script. The lead kid, Sonny, I can't think of his last name, but he's fantastic in it. There's a great cameo by this comedian, I can't think of his name right now, but it's a great cameo by him in there. But overall, though, Jonah Hill turns in a fantastic movie to be his directorial debut. Strongly recommend checking out mid-90s. And of course, my number 8 would be Won't You Be My Neighbor? Yeah, it's a documentary. It's my number 8. Fantastic movie. If you grew up on Mr. Rogers, really grew up on Mr. Rogers, this movie is your movie. It's a movie about a guy who, for the most part, did nothing but good. Pure heart, beautiful soul, only love what he did for children. And, in a day and age where old tweets will get you fucked up out here, he has no kind of dirt on him. Mr. Rogers is Mr. Rogers, you know what I mean? So another movie I strongly recommend you guys check out. And my number 7 is A Star Is Born. Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper, written perfectly, executed perfectly. The concert scenes are fantastic. The drama's fantastic. Sam Elliott kills his role for sure. And Lady Gaga, I really do hope to see her take home a statue this year.
I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, what you got?
All right, so my honorable mentions. Ready Player One, for sure. Searching.
Shit, forgot Searching.
That's such a good movie.
Forgot all about it.
Man, you mentioned a lot of really good ones also. Aquaman.
Okay, all right.
I definitely think it's one of the better movies of 2018 for
From
sure.
DC, for sure.
Yeah, from DC. Yeah, we'll just keep it at that. We'll keep it at those two. How about that? My number 10 is a shame that this did not get the respect that it deserved, and it's funny that it's now in conversation of what happened if we would have released this a little bit later. Solo.
What?
All right, so I understand why people don't really care for it. All right, but the truth is that what they tried to do is give you enough of a feel for a character, and the truth is that the actor did everything he possibly could to bring that character to life. Not only that, but seeing Alden and Donald Glover play off of each other was fucking amazing. They had really great chemistry, and you could really get the sense of why they had this rivalry, but also friendship at the same time.
I agree to an extent. I agree to an extent to where watching Donald Glover and Alden Ehrenreich go off as Solo and what's Glover's name? Character's name? Lando. There we go. They do have great chemistry. I will give you that. They have excellent chemistry. Just the movie for me seemed like it was trying to cover too much, and it didn't really need to. He's the guy with the heart of gold, but then at the same time he's also the savage who does ill shit to people, blah blah blah.
But that's always how he's been, though.
Very true. But I just felt
that's why I'm saying like they try to stay as true to the character as they possibly could. And the thing is that
scoundrel.
Right, and because of that, like people are going to have their own opinions about it. But at the end of the day, I still think it's one of the best movies that came out in 2018. It probably should have been released in the later months. You know, now looking at it now, imagine if it had an October release, it probably would have been immensely popular. But because it had to compete with Infinity War, because it had to compete with the Black Panther crowd, it just and because Star Wars had just been released in December, people were already tired of it.
Yeah, you get Star Wars fatigue pretty quickly, especially in the last 3 years when we had episode 7.
Yeah.
And then you had
episode 8.
Episode 8. Then you had Rogue One. Then you had the next Star Wars.
Right.
Then you got Solo.
So there is some fatigue in here, but that just means that episode 9 probably shouldn't have that same level of fatigue now. But we'll see.
Not anymore, because I think they've made the necessary kinks to where all right, we can just get this right.
All right, my number 9 is Annihilation.
Never seen it.
No, all right,
and I meant to see it too.
Annihilation follows a Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson cast of kind of this weird idea of what would happen if our own genes started mutating, if we no longer could start recognizing ourselves as human. And of course, it kind of explores a little bit different of a world. But let me tell you something. Not only was it artistically beautiful, but the story had enough weirdness to it to really kind of want to see where it could go further. And that's where it's almost, in its sense, it would irritate and frustrate some people because people want answers, but the best sci-fi movies leave you with questions, to be honest. Not only that, but they found a perfect way to scare the crap out of people with a particular bear in this movie. And because of it, like afterwards, I literally said after the movie, I was like, fuck that bear. Literally.
No, fuck that bear, actually.
But it was, in my opinion, probably one of the better sci-fi movies to come out in recent years, at least. That's not really based off of a popular source material, because it is based off of a book, obviously.
Right. Now, it seemed like it was effective because it came out, February?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like that was the follow-up for Alex Garland, right? After Ex Machina.
Kind of, yeah. But it's based off of a trilogy of a series. Now, the director has said he has no interest in making a trilogy. But he does, but in that sense, I'm okay with it. Because if they just leave it with that one movie, it's not bad.
I'm good.
My number 8, and this is where I'm sure I'm going to get a middle finger from you.
I'm getting ready.
All right. My number 8 was Black Panther.
Your 7th one better be damn good. But
it is damn good.
I'm not going to give you a finger now.
All right.
I'm warming up, though.
The reason why Black Panther is one of those movies that is absolutely incredible. From beginning to end, I thought the movie had a lot of great culture with it, a lot of cultural ties. It really tried to develop this world of Wakanda that was absolutely brilliant. It was a celebration. It really was an actual celebration of in some ways Black entertainment, but more importantly about culture in itself, you know, and why it's so important to be around. Rewatching it, my opinions of Chadwick still has not changed. I do think that he's still technically the weakest character, which is why it's as low as it is.
Gotcha.
But that shouldn't hide away from its own accomplishments.
Okay.
All right.
No middle finger on that one. That's
all right.
Easily, I got you.
My number 7 is one of your movies, A Star Is Born. We actually tied on number 7.
Hey! All right. So we can agree on.
Yes, Gaga is great. Yes, Bradley Cooper is amazing. Yes, Sam Elliott is amazing. No, I'll never watch this movie again. The movie is so too damn personal for me. I really enjoyed this movie so much that I really never want to see it again because I know it would put me in a weird place. That being said, the singing is amazing. The songs are incredible. Sam Elliott pulls at my heartstrings throughout the entire movie. And at the end of the day, it's an accomplishment that Hollywood should be proud of. It
is definitely, to add to that third act, it's eerie. but it's fulfilling. The third act is very eerie because this is real life. People go through this shit on a daily basis.
Right.
But the way that the movie wraps up, I'm just like, wow.
But that's what I mean. Like,
I can't watch it. I really can't watch it again.
Right, exactly. Because you're going to get to that third act and you're going to be like, nope. And you're going to turn it off. You're going to turn it off after the award ceremony. You're going to turn it off.
Yeah. Maybe even during it.
Maybe even during it.
All right. So that's your number 7?
That is my number 7. By the way, do you know who played Lady Gaga's dad?
Dice, man. Of course.
He was so good.
Unrecognizable Dice.
Unrecognizable Andrew Dice Clay. I was like, are you kidding me? You brought in 2 comedians?
Chappelle does a great job in this movie.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He really does.
Kills. Oh, Eddie Griffin does too.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. All right. My 6 through 4. Here we go. My number 6 is going to be Creed 2.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Seen it for the second time now. Creed 2 has definitely shot up for me because at this point, I do not want a single another Creed movie. I think we're good after Creed 2. The reason why? Because Creed 2 wraps up the whole Rocky franchise perfectly. I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything for you if you haven't seen it, but Adonis, he does his thing. You get that sense of closure with Rocky. You see Adonis kind of become a new man and take on his responsibilities as both a championship boxer, as a husband, as a father. And like Star Wars Born, it pulls at your heartstrings. It really does. And Michael B. Jordan kills this role as Adonis Creed. And Sly's pretty damn good as well. Still, as Rocky Balboa. Tessa Thompson is great. Felicia Rashad is great. Dolph Lundgren, who's showing out this year, with some good roles, actually.
Yeah, he was.
But Creed 2 gives you that sense of closure, a sense of satisfaction to where if you want to do a Creed 3, you just now you're just trying to milk it.
You're just milking it.
Yeah. So for me, Creed 2, perfect ending to not just the Creed franchise, the overall Rocky franchise. Creed 2 ends it perfectly.
All right.
My number 5. I can't believe I'm even saying this because I really didn't want to see it because I thought the trailers were stupid. A Quiet Place. No, take it back. You told me about it actually, and I finally got around to actually watching it, and I loved it.
It's so good.
It was so good. It was so good. For those who haven't seen The Quiet Place, I'm gonna spoil one thing for you, and that's gonna be how quick things jump off when the little boy goes back to get his toy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god.
I know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So I've never watched a movie to where you're supposed, as the audience member, to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Because if you make a sound, you breathe heavy, you fart, whatever, these things are going to come and kill you.
Right.
So I remember watching it. I remember everybody around me just being like the dude that's chewing popcorn is chewing it so slow.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you do, you make any kind of sound, you're fucked out.
Exactly.
So for me, Quiet Place is definitely up there. Fantastic movie. Krasinski does a great job. Emily Blunt does a great job as well. So number 5, Quiet Place.
All right, give me your number 4.
Number 4, it was hard to really maintain this between 3 and 4, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it number 4 to the Spike Lee joint, Black Klansman.
Okay.
Perfectly executed. Movie that is based on a true story about the black detective who infiltrates the Ku Klux Klan via phone and has his white counterpart meet with the Klan as him in person. Based on a true story. I love the fact that Spike Lee takes a movie that of events that was set back in the day, and it is so uncanny relates to what's going on today.
Right.
And one of the things that I enjoyed about it was it's fucking funny. It's really funny.
Yeah.
But once you think you're in this playful mode, and this seems like a big joke, or even more so than that, you just you're going along with this ride of this cop and his partner, and it's a enjoyable ride for the most part. But then as soon as you think you're laughing, Spike Lee pulls all that shit back,
right.
And he definitely lets you know this is not a joke. This is what's going on in this movie is very much relevant today. So I love the impact of it. I love the fact that when he was able to portray on screen and not be so heavy-handed, but heavy-handed enough to where it's definitely effective. What you got?
All right. My number 6. My number 6 is one that's also on your list, and it is A Quiet Place.
Hot damn.
Here's the thing about A Quiet Place that is so brilliant. One, you never understand how great an actor is until they have to convey everything with just their face and not making a sound.
Yes.
The bathtub scene with Emily Blunt may have been one of the finest performing of acting I've seen all year long.
Yes, I definitely
Tell me that did not look painful as all fuck.
And for her to be quiet the whole time?
Oh my God. Oh, that was awful. But it was amazing at the same time. Krasinski nails it. You know, at the end of the day, in 2017, we had Jordan Peele give us Get Out, which is obviously we're taking a comedic actor, brilliant mind, but a comedic actor that, you know, wasn't really getting, it wasn't, we were a little curious where his career was going to go. And he gave us one of the finest movies of 2017 in Get Out.
Absolutely.
A Quiet Place is 2018's Get Out. Almost very similar in the sense that we have a comedic actor, John Krasinski. Yeah, he has played in some action roles, but he's mainly known for his role in The Office, obviously. To turn around and just give us this impressive performance as a lovable family, as a lovable family to turn into a world where nobody wants to be a part of. No. It's one of those movies that it sticks with you because of how you feel throughout the movie. And that's the key to what my next 6 movies is going to be. How you feel at the end of the movie of what you see. Because each and every movie has to derive an emotion out of you. Right. Like A Star is Born. A Star is Born derived an emotion out of me that wasn't positive, but derived an emotion out of me.
But I got one.
that is pulled into the screen itself. Which is why A Quiet Place is at my number 6. My number 5, though, is probably going to be a little bit surprising, and I'm surprised that we haven't even mentioned this movie that much. Deadpool 2.
Yeah,
Deadpool 2 does everything that Deadpool 1 does, and just makes it at least just as good. And that's the thing. Deadpool 1 was fucking hilarious. It was so memorable that nobody wanted to see other horror movies. When the announcement of Venom being a PG-13 movie came out, people were pissed because they were like, we had a successful rated R movie.
2 of them at this point.
We had 2. Mm-hmm. The truth is that Deadpool 2 had to find its own way to become a good movie, and it did. In fact, it's absolutely phenomenal. Zazie Beetz breaks out of her role from Atlanta and really turns into a really fun character. Obviously, Josh Brolin, who plays 2 incredible characters this year with Cable and of course Thanos. It turns out, and he's matching Deadpool in every step of the way. But the star really is Ryan Reynolds in this.
Absolutely.
And the truth is that you can picture other superhero movies with other superheroes, but I really doubt that there is a better version of Deadpool out there than Ryan Reynolds, because he just makes everything that much more enjoyable.
He was born to play that part. Definitely born to play that part.
He was born to play that. Yeah, he was born to play that part. And the thing is that they're already talking about replacing Wolverine. They're talking about replacing, Captain America, Iron Man, all those guys. Mm-hmm. But it's almost synonymous to see Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool together. And the thing is that it's kind of hard not to see that that collection of directors and writers really wants to go anywhere else, because it's just that fucking good.
Yes.
That's why it's at my number 5.
And I forgot to mention, I would have put it as an honorable mention on mine, but I didn't even think about it.
And then my number 4. The one thing that is tough for me when it comes to deriving different movies is that I like to derive stuff from my own past. And I like to derive stuff from movies that really mean something to me. The thing is that remakes don't really do too much for me. But number 4 the what would be technically the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th Spider-Man to actually come out. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I didn't see it. Damn.
Oh, man.
And I really have to see it.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the best comic book movie that's ever been made. Best comic book movie based off comic book material that's ever been made. They turn a character that is relatively new, Miles Morales, and you are rooting for him the entire time. They talk about alternate dimensions and realities that are out there, which is something that I've always believed that Marvel should really start pushing forward, especially ending next year with what we know is about to come out. And the thing is that it would be wonderful if they actually decide to do so. There are dark moments in this movie that at the end of the day, I watched it with my niece and she was just like, wow, like I did not expect that to happen. But it made you appreciate how much people who love comic book movies want to stay true to their source. It's a little unfortunate that it had to come out so late in the year. Because if this would have came out competing against Incredibles 2, it would have probably beaten it at the end of the day.
It's hard to beat that monster called Pixar, man. You know, it really is hard to beat Pixar.
It is, and I'm telling you that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is better is better than a lot of Pixar movies that have ever come out. I'm serious. There may only be one or two that competes with it. I gotta see it. That good.
I gotta see it.
What's your top 3?
All right. So rounding up the top 3 for me.
So the funny thing is that I've been trying to ordering like your top 3 in my head, and I want to see if this is true. But go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm almost positive I know what your top 3 is.
Okay. Coming in number 3.
You know what? I got 5 on it.
Us Cheddar review coming up pretty soon. My number 3 is going to be a movie that, like Dave said, which I believe is your number 9, if I'm not mistaken.
8.
Number 8. I'm sorry. My number 3 is a movie that has culturally impact. The impact of this movie was so great. Expected, but then again, really not expected. It was a different vibe that we weren't used to as moviegoers, as comic book movie nerds, as just movie fans, period. And that's 100% Black Panther.
I am shocked.
At number 3?
I'm shocked you have it that low.
Listen.
Much as you've talked about this movie this year.
Yes.
You've had this as your favorite Marvel movie that's come out this year.
But then 2 other movies came out. I'm like, shit, that's good.
Okay.
But I agree with you. There are parts in the movie, well, really the majority of the movie, where Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa is almost the weakest part of the movie. But it's the portrayal of Killmonger, the portrayal of Zuri, the portrayal of Angela Bassett's character, like the supporting cast around him. And the amazing writing, the filmmaking, the shots that the movie takes, the chances the movie really does take. On top of that, beautiful music. The soundtrack's fucking fantastic. Black Panther was a movie that just impacted us so heavily. And even leading up to it, because we knew we wanted a Black Panther movie when we saw T'Challa in Civil War. So we knew we wanted a movie. We knew what movie was coming. We didn't expect the movie to be so larger than life, to the point to where they're trying to, Disney is pulling out all stops to make sure it at least gets into the Oscar conversation. You know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
And I don't think they
just
pulled
personally
this.
believe there were 7 better movies than Black Panther.
Whatever.
Especially when you watch Into the Spider-Verse.
I haven't seen it.
You're going to walk out of that. No, I'm telling you. You're going to walk out of that and you're going to be like, yeah, I kind of see Dave's point.
Yeah. But until then. Number 3 is Black Panther. I watch it. I think I've probably seen it at this point now like 7 times.
Wow.
And enjoyed it each time.
That's good.
Coming in number 2, since we're on this Marvel train, Avengers Infinity War is my number 2.
You have that at your number 2?
At my number 2.
So now I know what your number 1 is.
You probably do. Number 2, Avengers Infinity War. God damn, this movie From the time we get that Marvel opening logo to the time the movie ends, it is just ball to the wall. I'm like this, just like, holy shit, what's going to happen next? Thanos is hands down the best villain we've ever had in the MCU.
Oh my God.
Over Killmonger. And I love Killmonger.
Woo!
And over Loki.
Hot takes!
And over Loki. Thanos debos this whole situation. I love the fact that this movie wasted no time. I mean, if you haven't seen it, shame on you. Loki dies in the first 3 minutes. Easily.
Oh, sorry. Nah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't fuck me. If you haven't seen it, shame on you. But it shocks you because, like I said, the movie wastes no time. It gets into the shit and quickly. For 2.5 hours, we're going. For what I'm reading, Endgame is going to be about 3 hours long.
Right.
So
it's probably going to be about the same speed also.
I can only hope that it's the same speed, the same pace. I need it to be just as okay, let's slow down for a second. I need to breathe. I got to pee. I got to do something because this is just way too much going on at one point. Infinity War gave me such satisfaction from the time the movie ends, and we all know how the movie ends. I remember just sitting in there like, dude, I need more of this. This is like a good souffle that I need more of this right now. And now we're getting Endgame in what, May?
Yeah. April.
I'm there. I mean, I am there. I may be there with tissues in my hand. I may be crying when some people actually die. But Avengers, baby.
You wanna know how brilliant that movie is, honestly? Netflix got it this month.
Yes.
The first day that it dropped, half of the users of Netflix could not find the movie.
It's labeled wrong, right?
No. As if Thanos had snapped and all those users were not accessible to that movie at the time.
That snap is serious.
That's so good. That is so good.
That snap is serious.
That is brilliant marketing. Yes, I know it does. It seems like a idiotic thing to do, but the big grand scheme of things, it's amazing.
I'm telling you, and nothing means more than that damn snap than anything else than that. Ooh, okay. Endgame. Cannot wait for it. Now, number one movie, which Dave thinks he knows what it is. He probably doesn't know what it is.
I know what it is.
Cool. We went to go see it.
I definitely know what it is.
My number one movie of 2018. I'm a fan of the franchise. Always been a fan of the franchise. I'm a fan of this actor. Always been a fan of the actor. But I feel as if this is probably the best movie in this franchise. And I'm talking about Mission Impossible Fallout.
I fucking called it!
Mission Impossible Fallout. Mission Impossible Fallout is so fucking fun. I mean, it is so fun. Tom Cruise is 88, but still doing, he's still flying on helicopters. He's still hanging on this, climbing on that, running from this. I've never seen a man who's so old can run his ass off. I mean, run. Mm-hmm. And the story is just so much fun. It's almost like a direct sequel to Rogue Nation.
Right. It is a direct sequel.
Huh?
It is a direct sequel.
Yeah, it is. And it's just so much fun. Henry Cavill added perfectly to the cast. I mean, he as a brawler at that too. Mm-hmm. Ving Rhames is back in this. Simon Pegg is great. Rebecca Ferguson, great in this movie. Mm-hmm. Angela Bassett, great in this movie. Alec Baldwin, great in this movie. To have the writer and director be damn it, what's his name? The director of the movie. He did Rogue Nation. He did Rogue
Nation as well.
McCreary. Yeah. Perfect. This movie, which I will go down by saying, I'm a fan of the franchise. Always been a fan of the franchise. This is probably my favorite installment to this franchise behind Mission 3, which I love Mission 3.
You think Mission 3 is a little bit better?
No, I think Fallout's better, but Mission 3 is fucking excellent.
Okay.
But hands down, if you have not seen Mission Impossible Fallout, damn it, do yourself a favor. Go out and get it. It's on Blu-ray DVD right now. You will get Tom Cruise at his best. No matter what other shit he does, whether it's The Mummy, Top Gun Maverick, which I think is going to be horrible. But yeah,
no.
Yeah, whatever. Or
That's going to be a super throwback next year.
I'm looking forward to it. But Tom Cruise gives you his absolute. This is the only movie he gives his all to. Is the Mission Impossible franchise.
Okay.
100%. Mission Impossible Fallout is my number one movie of 2018. Dave, what you got?
You know what's the best part about this? I don't think you can actually name what my number 3 is.
Let me see. You already said Black Panther. Did we go see it together?
No, we did not.
No, I'm not going to guess.
Okay, that's fine. No, we had every intention to.
Okay.
But no, we wound up not finding a schedule to figure it out.
Got you. All right.
My number 3.
Sorry about you.
No, because this was in my weirds.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
And we saw that together.
So, you're right.
We walked out of there thinking, like, why the fuck did we see horse dicks?
We left and we were like,
See, that's all I'm going to say. Now you got to watch it.
Horse dicks.
It's on Hulu.
Take away. Horse dicks.
My number 3 is Black Klansman.
Oh!
Actually, Black Klansman.
Yes.
As much as Spike Lee shits on white people, the truth of the matter is that this is a fucking fantastic movie. Everything about this movie has such a very clear message to it. And it's basically the Klan is a bad thing and not everybody else is necessarily bad because of it. And the truth is that this is so important to today's world. Today's world is very confusing, and in some ways it's a little rough around the edges. You question a lot of people's loyalties. There have been divorces because of things that have happened out here, which shame on y'all. I'm sorry. There's been movements that have come out of this that have had very strong impacts and at the same time, very largely huge negative impacts because of it. And that will have to be answered for in the upcoming years. That being said, though, what Black Klansman tries to relay is this wonderful buddy cop story, all right, which is one of the best buddy cop stories, if you think about it, out there, to infiltrate the Klan. They made it apparent why the Klan is so appealing to a lot of people, which is something I always questioned as a white guy. I did not know why it was so appealing. And their messages kind of made sense, but no, it did not. It was just really, 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 really good in trying to give its message. But what really was so important about it is it reminded you why it was so important to disavow this group in the first place. When they bring in Henry, I'm going to say Fontaine, and I'm wrong. No, who was
Topher Grace?
No. The scene where they had the old black pastor, and it's a famous.
Harry Belafonte.
Yeah, Belafonte. See, I was going to say Fontaine.
Very strong.
And I'm wrong. I'm sorry, but it tugged at you, and the thing is that it reminded you as a person, just in general, how important it is to recognize that, man, some of these incredible and crazy thoughts, that go through people's minds should not be out there. That it shouldn't have to be questioned. People shouldn't be getting run over at a rally. People shouldn't be hanged and lynched. That is not a humane thing to do. And Spike Lee, as much as he irritates me, really capitalizes on that. And the most important scene in that movie is the ending sequence scene where they reminded you of all this, that, hey, so this was a year ago. You can't forget this shit.
Right.
No matter how bad 2018 was, you can't forget the emotion you felt from here. Because when you lose that emotion, you lose yourself. So my number 2 is in your top 2 as well. But this is going to be a little bit reversed, all right? My number 2, Mission Impossible Fallout. Yes! Here's why. They took their time trying to figure out how all this is actually possible, but still impossible at the same time. Right. And you're absolutely right, Jay. Like Tom Cruise cares so much about this role.
He loves this world.
He literally, he has to remind people that, hey, I've had this amount of hours doing this stuff. You can't do the stuff that I do right now because I have that many more hours of experience with you than you do. So you need to listen to me when I say you shouldn't be doing this stuff. He fucking learned how to fly a helicopter, and that was him actually flying the helicopter
With a camera inside of it, yes.
with a camera inside of it. And Henry Cavill's like own reaction to it, where they said, as that was an incredibly dangerous scene that somehow figured itself out. And it's true. Cruise cares so much about making this work that even actors that have probably could have left these roles a long time ago have decided to really want to stick around as much as they can. Let me ask you something. If Henry Cavill had the choice to do another Mission Impossible, you think he would?
I think you would.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I think he would also. And it's because how much they take care of this film now. Mm-hmm. You know, every Mission Impossible has improved from 3 going forward. You know, with 3 already being a hard one to beat, but 4 and 5 were really good as well.
Oh yeah,
it just so happens to be that the best one in the franchise literally just came out because of it.
Right,
and it's tough because in some ways you don't want to see the ride end, and eventually eventually has to end. But at the same time, I can't think of another 6 movie franchise that has done just as good as this. And mind you, I'm a Star Wars fan.
Well, you know, Mission Impossible began in '96, and now this is 2018. They're still pumping out just awesome movies, man. I mean, really, most people would say the worst movie in this franchise is 2.
Exactly, and that came out in like 2000 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So I'm stunned by it.
Yeah,
but my number one movie has been a movie that's been 10 years in the making. 19 movies later, we finally get 19 movies later, people. We finally get to the point where a movie that should have never been made, if you honestly think about it. If you go to a studio and you tell them, hey, in about 20 movies, this is all going to come together. And I'm talking about Infinity War.
Wow.
In about 20 movies, this is all going to be a massive payoff. We need
it's all going to make sense in 20 movies.
We need the next 10 years of these actors' lives to make this entire storyline work. And in some sense, that actually follows a true comic book storyline in a sense. You know, each of these actors literally got at least 3 movies out of them. You know, with regards to the Hulk, obviously, but you learn to build and love and grow with this more than anything. I mean, to put that into perspective, if you're a Mel Gibson fan, it'd be like you had such a short period of time with Mad Max, and then you had this period of time with Martin Riggs. You know, if you're a fan of oh man, what give me an actor who's known for their series.
Tom Cruise?
Harrison Ford.
Oh,
okay. If you're a Harrison Ford fan, you had your time to live with Indiana Jones, you know, and we're not going to count the 4th one, but you had your time to really live it out and just really appreciate everything. Marvel gave you 19 movies and counting to have you fully appreciate the entire timeline. And give me and let me be fair, there have been some bad ones.
Oh yeah.
But listen to our own list here. I have 3 Marvel movies on my list, but none of them tops Infinity War. And there's a reason for that. Infinity War is one of those movies that you feel the momentum shift. You know, you feel that you're now reaching the next phase. And I mean the first real time you feel like you reach the next phase. Because even the first Avengers, you knew it was going to continue. And you knew that, hey, they're probably going to introduce some more people. No, in this case, now we're talking about possibly getting rid of people. And it's such a major risk. And the thing is that Marvel did it beautifully.
And plus, you're emotionally driven to these characters now. Like when these characters, finally do take their last breath in these movies, you feel it.
Exactly.
You were around when when all this got started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's going to be the issue with it. Eventually, again, just like Mission Impossible, we're going to have to say goodbye. But the thing is that we've gotten 19 movies out of this that in all seriousness probably should never happen in the first place.
No.
It shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Nobody thought that this would work.
No, nobody thought it would work. But it did. And it flourished.
Well, that is our top 10 best and worst movies of 2018. Let's end this on a on a prediction. What is your top 3 most anticipated movies of 2019?
So 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Glass.
I think we both have number 1 together.
Yeah. So let's be fair. Avengers Endgame is number 1.
It's number 1. In case you didn't know.
Glass for me. And I'm gonna go ahead and say episode 9 because I think people are curious to see how this finally fucking ends.
Finally, for me, I'm gonna say Glass as well. I'm just so looking forward to this movie. Glass is gonna be 1. I'm going to say. Damn, what's next year? What comes out next year?
There's a lot.
A whole lot.
Dumbo comes out. I think Aladdin is supposed to come out next year.
Oh, Lion King.
Lion King.
Definitely Lion King. There we go. Definitely Lion King. And then, of course, number 1, Avengers Endgame. So, yeah, that's how we do this.
Does Toy Story 4 come out?
Yeah, that is next year.
Jesus.
We got a lot to do.
I'm so broke.
We got a lot to do. We got to take our loans and shit to go to the movies. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our top 10 best and worst of 2018. Last show for the year as well.
For Reel It Back and Back to the Classics.
Back to the Classics. We want to thank you guys for tuning in with us and hanging out with us for this entire year. We hope you had a fantastic year. Definitely look forward to the future and let go of the bullshit of the past. And Dave, where can they find you?
Well, let me continue on with that.
Say some words.
There's obviously some more impressive things that are coming up next year. You know, things that we're excited for everybody to feel. Obviously, we're shooting this on a camera right now, so you can kind of see how we interact with each other. You're going to see more of that. You're going to see us in a much bigger studio than where we currently are.
Yes. You know, this is cool.
No, I love this, but come on, he needs it.
Yeah, you know, this is it.
But more importantly, you know, we're excited to bring you the latest in movie entertainment. We're excited to reel this back with you with Back to the Classics, and most importantly, you know, we're excited to have you guys as our fans. And for that, seriously, thank you for a wonderful 2018. So, where can you find me? You can always find me on all the latest social media crap. I'm just being honest, crap at this point. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at David Danger Neff. I'm the co-host here with Beat Network at Back to the Classics and Reel It Back. We always are. We're always open to hearing your suggestions and ideas for upcoming movies. And as always, you can talk back, and we'll talk back with you. My co-host Jay, where can they find you, pal?
Well, like Dave said, thank you guys for a very strong 2018. We've had our setbacks, but you know we pushed through like champions. That's what we do here. Damn it. But anyway, you can find me on all the social media simply at I am Jay Alonzo. That's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. You talk to me and I'll talk back. Of course, the Facebook group, Back to Classics, the Movie Talk group, which Dave has now taken over. Thank you, sir. Jump on there, join the conversation. We'd love to have you on there. Besides that, man, they were good.
Yeah, I think we're rock solid here.
They were good here. Once again, on behalf of myself, Danger Neff, Beat Network, have a very happy and prosperous new year. We'll see y'all in 2019, baby.